Are you saying asteroids are way scarier than an alien spaceship?
Well, sure. Aliens
sure.
can come in peace.
Well, what if they don't?
Then that's too bad for us.
Greetings, Kajang.
Hello.
Are you prepared?
Yeah.
So, which Irish am I dealing with right now? Have you brought Goofy Dance Irish to the podcast?
I think so.
Well, we shall see, I suppose.
Yep.
Proceed.
All right. Hi, this is Scout
And William,
from Hyperventilating,
the podcast.
the show that follows life and change.
Through the eyes of a father and a daughter.
Join us as we find our way.
Together.
Yes. So let's see. If this ever wants to load, I can tell you what our topics are. But I believe that we're talking...
Want me to say? I
Nope.
can introduce it.
Nope. I always do. Okay, we're starting off with asteroids. Last episode, I wanted to talk about aliens and asteroids, but Dad said that was too much for one episode, so
Oh, wow.
we had to change it to this episode.
Wow.
So we're going to be talking about asteroids. And mostly is because there's a story behind this, too. When we were talking about the weird space rock, I also saw a video that said it was actually an asteroid and not an alien spaceship.
So that's confirmed.
Yeah, so
Did you feel good to find out it wasn't a spaceship?
not really, actually.
Oh, you would have preferred...
Asteroids are way scarier. Asteroids can wipe out humanity.
Are you saying asteroids are way scarier than an alien spaceship?
Well, sure. Aliens
sure.
can come in peace.
Well, what if they don't?
Then that's too bad for us, but at least
Wow.
it'll be slower.
I mean,
faster.
At least the asteroid is not aiming at us. Maybe we got a chance to deflect it.
Not if it's like 5 miles wide.
You're just assuming that all aliens come in peace.
I'd come in peace if I were going to another planet.
Oh, well then. If that's
Can't
what
say the
you
same
do,
for the
that's
rest of
what
the
all
world,
the
but-
aliens would do. All right, asteroids.
Well, asteroids and comets. Mostly any kind of rock that is coming towards Earth is really what I want to talk about. Because, shout out to Billie Eilish, I actually didn't know what Halley's Comet was until I listened to the song, and I was like, what is Halley's Comet? So I looked it up, and I found out that it was a comet that comes around like every...
Yeah,
How many
whatever.
years? Yeah, like-
I feel like 75 years, but I could have been pulling that number
I'm gonna
directly
be around.
out of the wrongest
I'm going to be alive
place.
for the next Halley's Comet. I look forward to it. It's pretty cool.
Maybe it'll skip you.
I hope not.
I think it's 75 years.
That sounds
If
about
only
right.
there was a way we could find out.
Yes. But yeah, and then also, like I said, asteroids. I mean, as we know, there was a big one. You can go and see the crater. It wiped out the dinosaurs. Which is pretty crazy. I mean, were there not dinosaurs all over the world? Like all over...
I believe so.
That's how big the asteroid was?
Yeah, like it landed there partially in Mexico and partially in the
Yeah.
water, and it created an extinction event. I think what happened was it smashes into the earth, and then everything within X distance is completely exterminated immediately, right? Concussion
Like evaporated.
would take, evaporated, and then concussion from further away. Like it would be, the impact would be outrageous.
Yeah.
And then it blasts a bunch of stuff into the air, which is what causes the greater extinction.
Right.
Because it messes up the atmosphere. It messes up the heat coming through from the sun, and it just it essentially puts a layer of dirt and dust in the sky for however long. 75 to 77 years, Halley's Comet.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. But, yeah, I mean, I just think it's really interesting how something so, obviously not minuscule, but something so that now we can deflect and we have precautions.
Well, we
Not
think,
many, but like we have.
They tried that a few years ago. They had a rock that was ripping through space, a decent sized one, and I think they nuked it. They wanted to see if they didn't nuke it. They smashed into it with a satellite. They wanted to see if they could alter its course, and they did. they altered his course, some not very much at all, but enough that, because think about it mathematically, like if it's 10,000 miles away, if it's 100,000 miles away, and you alter its course by 6 inches, by the time you project that to us, it's you know, six. I'm just making numbers up, but it's like 60 miles, right?
You know what I was also thinking about? When you look in space, the ground is what you see, right? But there's so much more to our planet than just the round, like, planet. Because there's the ozone layer. There's oxygen. It's the planet. It stops at the ground.
We're in a bubble.
But then it goes up for however 1,000 feet.
Our atmosphere.
Yeah. The atmosphere, like... But if you were to just look at it from in the sky, in space, you would just see the flat part. You can't see the ozone layer.
No,
So
it looks,
cool.
you don't see. Yeah, it is kind of cool. Like the blue that we see in the sky doesn't really, it's inside of our bubble.
Yeah.
Once you get outside of our bubble, there's no blue.
No.
So if you're out in space, everything's black, and you look down and you just see the ball of our rock. Yeah. No, that is actually really cool. That could be a weirdness even.
Yeah. But, like, every year I see a video that says, "Oh, asteroid heading for Earth," and then it's always a false alarm.
Yeah.
Or, like, a couple years ago they did the deflection thing. But yeah, they always talk about how, "Oh, I feel bad for the people in X area that are gonna get hit by the asteroid," and it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're almost all made up nonsense.
But yeah, like, it's so cool that something like that could wipe out.
The asteroid the one near Mexico, they're saying was between 10 and 15 kilometers wide, and the velocity of its collision caused the creation of a much larger crater, 150 kilometers in diameter.
Oh my!
Imagine, but that's only the second largest on the planet. You look at the moon, and it got smashed a lot more than we do.
Yeah.
Part of that would have been due to atmosphere,
A lot more.
because a lot of things come towards Earth, but they're small enough that the atmosphere, they burn up before they enter our atmosphere. So smaller rocks, which all meteor is a rock, right?
Yeah.
So smaller rocks, they just don't reach Earth. So it has to be big. But can you imagine 150 kilometers in diameter? Imagine, that's humongous.
Yeah, that's like...
And so that would have thrown lots of debris in the air, right? Tidal waves. Yeah, it just changed the whole climate.
Yeah, here I'm looking at like an animated version of how big the crater would be. It's giant. Like, you could see it from space. Like, that's how big it is. That's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is just insane. It's full of water, too.
It's definitely a concern.
Yeah.
Like we were talking there, I think not that long ago, there was one that managed to rip between the moon and the Earth that we didn't even see.
That's scary to think of.
It's totally scary. I
like,
mean,
that could have hit us.
Yeah, it's a large chunk of luck is involved here. So I thought it was good that they took a shot at seeing if they could deflect the path to one. That seemed like a good use of space travel, and better use than going to Mars at this point, I think.
Also, you know what's crazy is that I was just thinking of this the other day. People are always talking about how, oh, aliens aren't real, or, oh, aliens are real. We are literally aliens. Like, we
totally
are aliens.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if there's aliens somewhere else, they're sitting there thinking, oh, we're not aliens. They think they're whatever they are.
Yeah, for sure.
We're humans. Maybe they're humans.
Yeah. No, for
but
sure.
they're sitting there thinking, oh, I wonder if aliens are real.
I always laugh at that too when aliens. They're aliens. All right then.
Yeah.
Like we're not.
Like, I mean, isn't alien literally just a life form on another planet? Or
alien just means something other, right? It's not. It's alien. So you could have, if you introduced a turtle to a pool, to a pond that didn't have turtles, then the turtle is an alien.
An alien to the pond.
Is alien to the pond. Yeah, it just means that.
But that turtle thinks that pond is alien.
Yeah, because you hear that expression, and it used to be used in immigration. People
Yeah.
would say, "Oh, they're
Illegal
illegal
alien.
aliens," and it's like, what are
Oh,
you
nice
talking
one.
about, man? I get the illegal part, like they weren't sanctioned their presence, but they're not really aliens, are they? I believe they're humans. All right then, Irish.
All right.
Does that suffice for your asteroid chatting?
I think so.
Something you just had to consider?
Yeah.
All right then.
Okay. Normalizing the molesting of historic graves.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to give you guys one guess of who came up with this one.
No, I came up with. I wrote down I wrote it in our notes, but I believe that this topic originated from you. Remember we were having a chat about Cleopatra and finding her.
Yeah.
And you were saying, oh, like it's they're just abusing these graves. They're
Yeah.
opening them up and desecrating
Yeah.
them. And I didn't disagree. I agree.
I have a lot to say about this topic because when I was like 8 or something.
Do you not like my wording?
No, I do.
All right.
During COVID times.
Normalizing the molesting of historic graves. That seemed to sum it up.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right.
But during COVID times,
Mm-hmm.
so I want to say like I might have been 8 or 9 or something, and those classes were the bare minimum. I mean, like half-hour, 45-minute classes. We had so much free time in between that we were on our computers.
What, the online stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
like
just...
with like school. So
That was just so that they could say at the end of the year that you'd
Yeah.
done schooling.
yeah, so they had periods of time in between classes where they told us we had to sit down at the computer and like study or learn.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably had like 45-minute breaks or something like that, but we were always told, well, you have to be at your computer. So I was like, okay, well, I'll think of something to do. So I was kind of in my YouTube era, but not in YouTube as in YouTube channels, more just of in like, oh, this seems interesting, I'm gonna watch it. And I came across a video because we were learning about ancient Egypt in class.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of like a short documentary about this woman who was looking for Cleopatra's grave. And they're always finding unmarked areas in Egypt that they discover was part of ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
So they're always looking for her grave. And even then, I couldn't help but think that's such an invasion of privacy, like of everyone's, not just Cleopatra's, because while they're looking for her tombstone,
Mm-hmm.
they're finding hundreds of others that were never meant to be touched, were never meant to be found, they were never meant to be messed with. Like, that's people's personal belongings in those.
Yeah.
Customized tombstones. Like gold that belonged to them, jewelry that belonged to
So
them.
what you're saying is that it's grave robbing.
Yeah. Like, it's so frowned upon, like, normally. Like, you can't go to a graveyard and dig up a grave.
And start digging
and,
up.
oh, this is a really pretty piece of jewelry
look at
she
this
was buried with.
fantastic watch.
Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm going to take that for myself. You know what? This belongs in a museum.
Yeah.
No, you don't do that because that's frowned upon in your everyday life. But for some reason, the standards are different when it's a famous person or when it's a queen. Like, I don't know, it's just so strange. So many people are so obsessed with finding where she lays, where's her body, her money.
I mean, you make a really good point. They're tombs, right?
Yeah.
So they're a little different than graves, although I'm not splitting that hair. Like, I totally agree with what you're saying. But tombs become more accessible in that they're sort of, they're edifice, they're buildings that have been created to inter a body, right? Mm-hmm. So we have that now. Like, people will be buried in tombs. They'll be in mausoleums. Like in Mexico there, we go to that. When you guys were little, you like to go to the graveyard and walk around.
We'd draw
and
little images.
You know how some of them are like houses.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely wouldn't even consider
No.
breaking into one of those and taking whatever you wanted.
No.
And no, you definitely wouldn't. And really, what is the difference?
I mean, think about it. These are queens and kings that were buried to rest. Their life came to an end and they were buried to rest, and they were buried with their prized possessions. And just because they're so obsessed with finding this one queen, they've dug up hundreds of unmarked and and disturb tombs. For what?
So do you feel like in a couple of thousand years it's all right to bang down the doors on some of the modern mausoleums, tombs?
No. Like in the future when, say, whoever, like, but it's different though because the tombs like that aren't made anymore.
But that's what I was just saying though a minute ago. They are. They still are. They're not made. They're not made. A pyramid isn't constructed. I mean, you know, somebody like Elon Musk might bang up a pyramid for himself one day, but there's still elaborate buildings like you've seen them in Mexico, where some of the people are buried in houses. They're little buildings, and you go in and there's a plaque on the wall, and if you went behind that plaque there would be a coffin. That's how they're buried.
It's just so disrespectful. The way I look at it is, if I was a queen and I was buried, you know, with my crown and my special goblet in my tomb that I designed myself, and I knew and I was happy with the fact that this would be my unbothered resting place. I'd be
unmolested, one might say.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And like I had to lay there and I was dead just for people to spend hundreds of years trying to find me. Like,
I would argue that you would be the least concerned person being dead.
Yeah, no, I know, but I still find it disrespectful because of the argument.
I agree.
And they haven't even found Cleopatra yet, so and part of me hopes they never do.
Advocate for the devil. They would say they're historical, right? So if you come upon a tomb, there's a door. Well, I mean, you got to open a door. Yeah. Because it's, you know, and so you go in the door and then there's a tomb and it's like, I need to know who was in this tomb. This is elaborate. So it's there. I think that's the argument to be made for allowing the molesting of these particular burial sites is that they have historical value, right?
And you know what? I totally get that. Maybe you're exploring somewhere and you find a door, like you said, it's beautiful, elaborate. Yeah, my first thought would be to go in too. But then I start thinking, you know, maybe I go inside and I'm looking around and I think to myself, yeah, I would like to know who this is. And maybe I find out. But I would never in a million years take something from the tomb. That belongs in there. That was put in there for a reason.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Like, 100% I agree.
But the thing is, they haven't even found her tomb yet. So that's not even the worry. The thing is that how many people, real people that were real humans and were alive at one point, walking and breathing on this earth, they've disrupted their resting places just to find this one woman who we don't even know that much about. And like, we just know her name.
She might not even have a tomb.
That's the thing. Maybe somebody was cremated.
Just pushed her off of a cliff.
Exactly. And so instead of just letting this be, we don't know how she died, but it's
But wasn't she? Didn't she associate with snakes?
She was very associated with. People assume that that's how she died too.
All right, Miss Kajang.
All right.
There you go. Kay. Are you pleased with the results of that discussion?
Yep.
All right. Then I am too.
On the spot.
If you are, I am.
Let's hear it.
Okay, Scout Francesca.
Okay.
That's a great name, eh?
Yeah.
Scout Francesca. I love saying that name. It just goes together. That's the name of a legend.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, that's the name of somebody who should get a pyramid. And this is the entrance to the tomb of Scout Francesca.
You know what, though? The name Cleopatra, it's a pretty cool name.
It's not as cool as Scout Francesca.
Cleopatra, like, that's pretty cool.
I'm sticking with Scout Francesca. Huh? 10,000 years from now, the tomb of Scout Francesca.
I hope not.
Oh, you'd be so pissed. You could have that. Yeah. You could have that written on the door.
Do not make
this is the tomb of Scout Francesca. Be aware.
Well, if I were a queen and I didn't want my tomb to be disrupted, I'd make them right on the outside. Mm-hmm. Do not disturb. Do not open it. And then
you could hang one of those things like when you're in the hotel.
But you know what? In this society, people, what do you expect me to do?
Couldn't you picture it?
Yeah.
You come up to Cleopatra's tomb, they find it, and then there's a doorknob, and there's one of those things hanging on it, like carved out of stone. They spend decades translating it, and that's what it says.
Yeah.
Do not disturb.
People would still open it, though.
Scram. Oh, for sure they would. For sure. All right, on the spot. This is interesting because it's kind of germane to what we've discussed personally the last few days between us, right? Mm-hmm. Why do kids go from not caring what they look like to caring? And when did this, do you feel like this, do you feel like there was a moment when that happened to you, or do you feel like that did or didn't happen to you? But I think for most kids, there's a moment where you go from, it's just not part of your considerations at all, and then all of a sudden, it's a huge part.
I think that I don't really think there's a specific age where it happens, and I don't even think it happens to every kid. But I think that, like, it's...
I feel like it happens to most.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not, like, a phase, I think at one point or another, maybe you're at the mall, you see someone... Like, I think it's kind of natural to just be like, oh, are they looking at me? Are they, like, what are they thinking? Like,
but that's one thing, but caring.
Yeah. I think that...
You want me to give you what popped into my head, and that'll give you a moment to think about it, and you can see the direction I was going.
Yeah.
I was in grade 7, and I went to school, and we were at recess or lunch or something. We were outside the school, and I was standing there talking to a girl, hanging around with a girl, just a classmate.
Yeah.
Not there was nothing. And
you're just
and
talking
she
to
said,
someone.
"Are you expecting a flood?" And I was like, pardon? I had no idea what she was talking about, right? And I said, like, what are you talking about? Your pants are really short. Are you expecting a flood? So that was the first time I'd heard that.
Aww.
Yeah. And up until that moment, I don't think I'd ever spent any time considering my clothing, like how I was presenting myself very deeply. Like I knew that I needed to be dressed. Like I wasn't going to school, naked, but it didn't really, it never occurred to me that it mattered how I was dressed.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I was like, for sure, I was like, and then I look around, crap, they are kind of short, eh? I guess that is, So from that moment on, I was definitely more aware of what I was wearing when I went to school. How did this compare to other kids? There's nothing wrong with that in and of itself, but it does kind of, it is kind of, that's too bad. Like that you lose something there. I think you lose something when you now start to consider yourself through the lens of somebody else. Like that's not useful.
I mean, for me, it's probably, it comes and goes. Like sometimes I care about it and sometimes I don't. Like, it just kind of depends. But I think that the first time that I remember ever thinking was when all the not kids, but girls in my class got social media. Not me, because I never really cared. But when they got social media.
What grade are we talking about?
6th.
Okay.
Like 6, maybe.
All right.
Something like
6, 7.
No.
I did it.
Dad.
Oh, I did it.
You know what? It was probably more like 5th grade now that I think about it, though. And all of the girls were starting to get.
I'm not embarrassed.
Social media. Oh, that makes one of us. And I had it too, but I wasn't really like as focused on it. I didn't really care. Like I just had it for dancing and music and that kind of stuff.
Oh, and, definitely not.
Yeah, and so I didn't really care all that much, but when all of the other girls in my class started getting it, that's when everyone started dressing differently, like in
making comparisons.
In like tie-dye crop tops, and I mean I had them too, but I'm just saying that making comparisons. Like
you did not leave the house in grade 6 in a tie-dye crop top.
No.
All right.
But they were talking about I'm talking about grade 5, and they were talking about how black Converse are like cool, and hoodies are cool too, oversized hoodies, and like that kind of started morphing how I looked at like styles differently. I think that was kind of the first time that I ever remember it because it got worse after this is like bare minimum of the first time I remember.
Yeah, of course.
But this is the first time that I really remember it being.
And it's insidious, isn't it? Like it weasels and wends its way into your life more and more as you get older if you're not careful. I have to say I'm not too concerned about what anybody thinks about how I look, and I dress accordingly, but I also have an idea of, okay, that really looks goofy.
Yeah.
So there is, even saying that, I do have a level of concern for how I might be perceived. And I mean, some of it's reasonable too. You are making a statement when you leave the house, depending on how you're dressed. So the statement can be anywhere from really nothing to a grand one, but you can also be saying,
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about like someone pointing out a shirt that said exercise. I thought you said extra fries. I'm talking about like.
Oh, did you like that one?
Yeah, I'm talking about like they'd be so nitpicky.
Yeah,
like
no,
if your headband was pink instead of white. That's childish.
Look at the effect that has had on you to a greater or lesser extent as to this day. Definitely, if you're not careful, can program you, right?
Yeah.
And so that you have today where people are hugely influenced in what they wear and how they look by what they see or what they're told. Mm-hmm. And it's a shame because at some point it becomes less you and more your idea of what people expect you to be, and that's not good.
I mean, I think I went through a little while there where I was definitely kind of leading towards trending styles and that kind of thing, but I think I'm slowly getting back to my own style.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think for a while there you were probably more concerned than you needed to be with what other people were wearing. And now because when you were little, there was none of that. Like scout fits, right? We called them scout fits, and you had you just had your own idea of what style was, and it was awesome. Yeah, but it was awesome. But but at some point you started to be told, well, yeah, but that doesn't go with that, and then you're like, what?
Yeah.
And that's like my floods moment where you're like, what?
Yeah.
I was not aware that this was even a concern. Mm-hmm. You start to adjust not for yourself, but for others.
I guess it kind of happened with my hair too. Because I always had a funky hairstyle.
Oh, for sure.
Whether it was like a pixie cut or when I shaved the side of my head, which I'm not dissing any of these. I loved these haircuts.
Side of the head thing, that's the...
Yeah, no.
That was so much fun, man.
I loved these haircuts.
Remember, we took so much time over that?
Yeah.
Like,
I was probably sitting there for like an hour.
Military.
While you watch like tutorials.
Yeah,
and
they got to set it all up nice and square.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'd like to point out that we still have that hair in storage.
That was fun, man.
Yeah.
That was really fun. All right, there you go. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, how about your Hear Me Out? I always love your Hear Me Outs because they're always so, like, strange.
They're not all strange.
No.
You're strange.
Most of them are. Yeah, I know I am.
No, you're not actually.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear you
out. You're
out.
really not strange. My mom used to call me that all the time. You're a very strange boy. But she didn't say it in a way that made me, it wasn't an insult. Yeah. It was more of, I actually took it as quite a compliment. You're a very strange boy. All right, Irish.
Let's hear it.
People who complain in line at the airport. You know how this makes me insane. Yeah. Like you're in the airport and you got your luggage and there's people will be like, it's taking forever. Can't they get more people on working up there? What's going on? And I just want to flick them all in the head. You know, I seriously want to ask them like, hey, excuse me, how long would it take you to walk?
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, man, for example, PV to Toronto, right? Uh-huh. This trip is 3,000 miles, 4,400 kilometers, something like that. Mm-hmm. It would take you, to drive that would take 48 hours, 2 days if you didn't stop ever.
Yeah.
So if you go a reasonable 8 hours a day driving, it's going to take you 6 days to drive from PV to Toronto. That's if you don't have any trouble, there's no breakdowns, you got to get gas, you got to stop all the time. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It can be fun in and of itself, right? It's not that I would say you shouldn't do that, but that's what it would take. You're going to fly there, man, from door to door. You're going to be what, 9 hours? 8 hours, 5.5 hours of flying, and then you got some time to get there. You got to wait at the airport. It takes some time afterwards.
Call it a day.
I'm calling it 9 hours from door to door.
Yeah.
That's roughly what it's going to take. 9 hours to go from a door in PV to a door in Toronto.
Yeah.
And you're complaining because the line takes 15 minutes, half an hour. I don't care what it takes, man. You're going to move 4,000 kilometers in 9 hours.
Yeah.
You have zero to complain about. Seriously.
Or the people at the very back of the airplane, like the last people on the plane that stand up as soon as the plane docks. Are you serious? You cannot possibly think you're going to be the first person off of this plane.
That's a different one, though. You're right.
Like, why can't everybody just, oh, okay, the person in front of me is getting up. That means it's my turn.
Everybody has, that I'm one of those that I'm happy to be the last off the plane. Because to me, it makes no sense. You're nice. It's a nice, cozy. By this point, everybody's gone. You got space beside you. You're as comfortable as you've been in hours.
Yeah, I mean.
And you're only going to stand out there and wait. You're going to wait for your luggage. You're going to wait in line. Like the people who blast off the plane. Yeah. And then you take your time. You leisurely come off last. You pick up your stuff. And then you see them in line like 3-4 people ahead of you.
Yeah.
Was it worth it, buddy?
Or the thing is, though, by that time, like, everybody would have, like, your line will be shorter than if you get off, well, unless you're the first person off. But, like, your line will be shorter because everyone's turn is gone. Yeah, airplanes are just a cesspool of people, ignorant people, and people in a hurry.
It does seem to bring out the worst in some people, that kind of travel. And again, I don't understand why, because it doesn't speed up it's such a straightforward. Okay, we fly and we've flown quite a bit, so it's easy to say. If you've never flown, I can see how it could be intimidating.
Yeah.
The whole thing could be very overwhelming. But if you break it down, and it's really not. Like you get to the airport, you're basically led by the hand through the whole procedure. There's almost no decisions you make. Your last decision is how you get to the airport. Once you're at the airport and you find whatever airline you're flying with, you no longer make decisions until the plane lands and you're going to pick up your luggage. That's your next decision after how am I getting to the airport is how am I getting away from the airport.
Or what complimentary beverage you'd like on the airplane.
Yeah.
Which, I will never understand being
I just don't get complaining.
irritating in the airplane. In the airport, because those people work 9 to 5 shifts every day, more, literally helping people, trying to make your day at the airport go as smooth as possible, and you're complaining. Drive then, like you said, like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, that's even another level, though.
Yeah.
If now you're actually complaining to somebody who works there.
And the thing is...
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the one who grumbles in line that won't stop saying,
And the other thing is, like, complaining is not going to speed up the process. You're just making it seem so much slower for the people around you.
No, it's a complete waste of time. But the basic thing is, what are you complaining about, man?
Yeah.
You have nothing to complain about. You are going to move 4,000 miles in 9 hours, 4,000 kilometers in 9 hours, and you're complaining about what?
Yeah.
Seriously, man. Stop complaining.
Oh, no, your life is so hard. You're traveling.
Like...
Yeah.
Maybe stretch. Why don't you stretch?
That's a good one. That's a good hear me out.
I think you should be able to mean, there's cameras everywhere now. You should be able to flick the odd person in the head.
Yeah.
And there should be repercussions if it was not a legit flick. But if it's legit, like if somebody's complaining like that in line at the airport, it's taking forever, I don't know what the problem is here, and you just reach over and go dink, right?
There's nothing
dink
wrong
in
with
the
that.
head. They shouldn't. There should be people will come up and say, "Oh, why did you do that, sir?" Well, he's complaining about how slow the line's moving. Oh, well, fair enough then.
Yeah.
That's a totally legit head flick. We should start that movement, Irish.
No, we should not.
I think we should. The flicking in the head movement.
It would
No,
just
'cause
be a bunch of hippies on your side.
Not hard. Like, it can't be one of those real cracks. It's just got to be a little dink. I just flicked the wall. Just nice and lightly. Dink.
Nice and lightly. You can hear that throughout the whole house.
It's just because of the structure of the house. Dink. Here, I'll do my head. Like that. Yeah. Just enough that somebody, hey, what'd you do that for, man? Because you were complaining in line at the airport. Oh, my bad. I didn't know I was doing that out loud. And then you shake hands and you can kumbaya it.
Right.
Okay.
Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Yeah.
Why'd you just flick me in the
That's
head?
what the biker's going to say after he's been complaining at the airport and I flick him in the head.
Yeah, like, no, he'll probably get
Fair enough,
aggressive
man.
back.
Well,
There you guys have it. Mm-hmm. Episode 53.
that's true. Episode 53rd.
Yep.
Third.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
We're just ripping along. You know what? That means episode the 54th. That will be our 1 year anniversary of banging these out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
But doesn't that make us sort of starter legends?
Yep.
I believe
Go
so.
follow us on Spotify. We're currently we're currently 2,000
Yeah.
in Spotify podcasts.
Uh-huh.
So go ahead and boost our listening. Get us to 1,999 by the end of the year. We'd love
Wow.
that.
Dream the dream, Irish.
Yep.
All right. I love you very much.
I love you too.
Nice. I will see you shortly.
Next time.